Hey pure spirits, it's your life coach Diamond. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Again, this video is for pure spirits only. Everybody else keeps scrolling because midnight chat to you. So today, Jah woke me up with an important message about idolizing vessels. Right? While we are gods, as the Lord says, we are not the ones orchestrating the bigger picture. God is. Neither our ancestors, celebrities, nor anyone we look up to have power outside of what He commands. They're all vessels used by God. For example, I grew up 12 tribe Rastafarian, and many believe Selassie is Jesus in his kingly character. I don't share that belief. I don't think the second coming has happened yet. I believe it's revelation. I think God used Selassie as a vessel to awaken us in the Caribbean to the atrocities that our people faced and to remind us that we have backup. I have debates about this with my family, but that's my belief. Idolizing anyone other than God is you putting more focus on the vessel than the source. Jesus is the Word made flesh, right? He's God's son, but he is still also considered God's vessel as well. He's just the only one that can actually get praise. But don't get it twisted. God is still the source, and Jesus often pointed to that. When God sends me dreams of family members giving me messages who've passed away, I understand even though they are visiting me, it is not them deciding to do that. It's God doing that to give me a level of comfort and to come to me in a certain energy. It's through God's will, not their own. Okay? God uses those vessels to communicate with me. You might feel their energy, but it's important to remember that their purpose is to deliver a message from God. These vessels weren't doing anything supernatural on their own. God is using them to communicate with you. People get caught up in this, forgetting that these beings are only vessels, not the source. Even when we have gifts, dreams, or visions, it doesn't make us supreme. God says we are gods, but we are not Him. We must avoid idolizing vessels and falling into idolatry. Idolatry can be anything, even giving credit to the universe which God created instead of God Himself. Some people are afraid of God or simply don't want to give Him credit. That's not a path I would personally take. I have the discernment to know that it's not the path to salvation. Okay? When you know God, like I know God, God's a jealous God. And all vessels He uses are a part of His plan. That's why He says that those who love their mother or child more than Him are not worthy. He's not to be played with. Okay? These vessels comfort us, but God must come first. Jesus came to be the example of the Word, right? He's sitting on the right hand of God. He's recognized as God's son. He's the living Word that God made for us to follow in flesh. He's the only one God gave us to follow His example. Okay? And He still made sure that we understood that God is the source. God is who He is following and obeying and giving all praise and credit to. Do you understand? It's very it's very easy to fall into idolatry when you start thinking things are more powerful than they are. Okay? But Jesus technically is the only being outside of God that He gave permission for us to give praise to. But God still has the most praise, because at the end of the day, when God comes like a thief in the night, During Revelation, even Jesus will not know. And this is what I'm talking to y'all about. We need to know our lane and know God's lane. Okay? This isn't a rebuke, but a reminder not to elevate anyone beyond their purpose. We must acknowledge the vessels God uses, but always give glory to the true source. The dead don't even know they passed. They have no power outside of God's will. So when God uses a vessel, be thankful to interact with them, but never mistake it for anything more. That's the message today. Thank you so much for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. It's your life coach, Diamond, signing out.